Hello, everyone. Welcome to the night stream. Today, we're going to be talking about everyone's favorite show. Well, one of our favorite shows, the Orville. I'd also like to welcome Sci-Fi Mombi to the panel. Um, so the Orville people now. The Orville is fucking fantastic. It is by far one of the best sci-fi shows that we have had in decades, if not the best.
Certainly better than Star Trek. Ironic
Oh
it
yeah.
started out that way, but they said no. Yeah, Seth, your ideas are not very good. He's like, okay, fine. I'll do it. I'll do one myself.
He put the Thanos gauntlet on, and he's like, "I'll do it myself."
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
One of the fun thing about it is that Star Trek Discovery actually started copying from Seth MacFarlane.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, they have.
Like Seth did the lift scene with Dan, right, where they were talking about the music. Star Trek Discovery did a lift scene where an alien sneezed and snotted on everyone. It was actually quite disgusting. But sci-fi. You were talking about some behind the scenes. Would you like to talk about that?
It's been discussed, and we kind of get our information from Tom Constantino. He's kind of like the editor for Seth for Fuzzy Door. He's kind of been sharing tidbits with us. There's kind of a brouhaha between, Iger and I don't know the name of the president of Hulu and Seth. Seth owns pretty much all of his own intellectual property. So it's either his way or the highway, and he's kind of like butting heads. You can kind of see what's happening. They took Family Guy out of animation domination for 20 years almost, and put it on Wednesday nights starting in March.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and we know what happened with American Dad. They canceled it, and he went to TBS.
Yeah, from what I know, Commander Kelsey, that actress was talking about how hard it is to between the episodes that some of the actors were actually going bankrupt, waiting for this to come out.
She wasn't telling a lot of the truth. I don't know if you guys know Egotastic. But he talks
one time.
Yeah, he talks to Jay Lee. He talks to Scott. He talks to all of them on a regular basis. Jay Lee was actually the secretary or front desk attendant for Fuzzy Door for a long time. So he wasn't exactly starving. But I don't know if she's just tired of talking about it. But
she said that somebody was literally eating noodles, and someone else had some $5 in their bank and stuff like that.
Yeah, because she was saying the shooting schedule that Hulu was forcing them to stick to wasn't letting them go do side projects.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this. It's kind of hard for me to feel sorry for them as much as it is, as awesome as they are on TV, them having to live like us is kind of refreshing to hear, if I'm being honest.
No, I get that, but sometimes it seems that they are a bit of a divide within the cast.
I mean, 6 years to film 3 seasons. That sucks.
Well, that was the pandemic.
Yeah, there was a lot of.
But that sucks. As a worker, that's not what you want to do. A couple episodes a year or something. You don't want to do that.
She was also saying that Seth MacFarlane does a lot of the writing himself, which does hold up a lot of the process. Honestly, being an actor and writing and directing.
Yeah.
And voice acting at times as well when it comes to stuff shows like Family Guy and American Dad.
Seth has said, but not outright said, if you get me, that he does not care about Family Guy anymore.
Mm-mm.
He
said it.
hasn't.
Yeah, he has said that.
Yeah.
He's been on record saying that he's just more involved with more or less the voice work.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
I mean, and more power to him, to be honest. Like, he made that show very successful. It's one of the most known animated comedy series of all time, and he's done with it. I've heard him say too that it was all kind of a means to an end to get to Orville, because he'd loved Star Trek growing up, and he'd always wanted to do a sci-fi show, adventure show. So, like, basically, Family Guy was just a stepping stone to what he really wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is initially, people thought of it as, it's from the creator of Family Guy. Oh, this ought to be good.
That's how I thought of it when I first heard of Orville. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a bunch of like random jokes that are just out of nowhere, like, because I didn't really have that type of respect for him. Oh, for sure.
Okay, yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't have that respect for Seth. Like, when it came out, I'm just like, it's gonna be jokes out of left field. They're gonna be random. It's gonna be
toilet humor.
Trying to be too funny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you watch the Orville, it's none of those things. It's not that at
No,
all.
it's not. Well, it's kind of evolved from the slapstick comedy sci-fi to he's
from
bringing more issues to the forefront. You know what I mean?
I think the only episode that's slightly like that is the pilot episode, but then he gets rid of that shit like immediately. Like,
I mean, there's still the comedy element. You know, Gordon and John are always doing something stupid, and Bortus is hilarious. Yaphet's, I miss Norm. I don't know how they're going to fix that, but
Norm Macdonald,
yeah. The best way they can just write him out of the show is say, "Oh yeah, Yaphet was reassigned to another plant back."
I'd almost rather them have Yaphet like sacrifice himself and
or
do something heroic to go out.
The way that Yaphet and his brother came about was that their mother split in two. So they became. So what if he split? You know. I don't know, and it's
have his brother played by Patrick Warburton.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
That'd be hilarious
because he was funny as that elephant alien creature.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well, Patrick Warburton can play 20 different characters at any given time. Him and Seth MacFarlane have been doing that for years.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I like that elephant character. And that elephant character is hilarious.
Yeah. And all the cast want to come back, except it seems like Adriana. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. She's happy in Austin, Texas, I guess, is what she was saying on Michael Rosenbaum's podcast.
Is she married to the guy that played
She was
Gordon?
married. She was married to Scott Grimes, and it ended.
It ended in a divorce.
They're divorced.
Okay.
So I could see that them not wanting to work together. Sorry, Bubba. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying on a quick side note, Mike Rosenbaum, I met him in person. He is absolutely awesome to talk geek with.
Yeah. Like, would she be mad if they replaced Kelly?
Kind of, because she's such a huge part of the show.
Exactly, and again, that budding romance between her and Ed was a good source for part. Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm talking about the actress, not the character. If they just replaced the actress.
Yeah, I think that would.
Oh, go ahead.
But that's all I had to say. Go ahead, sci-fi. That's just.
They've been talking about giving Adriana her own spinoff show. Like Kelly gets her own ship.
The way she's been talking, I doubt she'll do it.
I know. Yeah, she seems like she's just burnt out on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder because she's been doing the convention circuit.
Yeah, but at the same time, would any of you, if you went through a divorce, would any of you want to work with the person you divorced?
But she says they're like best friends.
No. But let's take into consideration though, out of all of them, besides Seth MacFarlane himself, she hops from post to post to post. Like, she has done so many shows in the last 10 years. Stuff that never even launched, that Wonder Woman series that never actually even happened. That woman works harder than most of them, and so then she, because she does so much all at once, and so if something panning out, she has no problem just moving on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
talking about the writing in the Orville, they have turned issues that would be really politically divisive into some of like fantastic storylines.
Divorce.
The best TV
Topa.
ever is what I
Topa.
call
Yeah.
it.
Boom, Topa. Just Topa in
Yeah,
general.
that-
Yeah.
Yes,
So
my
they
kids
have
love
the
that episode.
Just
Yeah,
Topa
those
in
episodes.
general.
But they've
Such a
done
hot
something.
topic. Yeah.
they done something that they don't ever really do when it comes to LGBT storylines.
Yeah, but
Right,
that's the
Jake?
whole thing, though. But it makes sense because we already know Topa was already originally a female.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. What they talked about is they're talking about transition and both detransition, and if they watch it, even
Mhm.
childhood transition and things like that, and the effects on the parents and everything like that. It's a fantastic storyline.
Well,
Yeah, it was.
and the whole Mocklin culture is male oriented. The Genesis are all female, which he stole that from TNG. You can
Yeah,
see
He stole
Seth's-
quite a few things from Star Trek.
exactly. You could see these little nitpicky,
Yeah.
where he picked and chose,
But
and
did
you
you
can see the
notice
Star
something?
Wars in it, and the Babylon 5 in it, and the Battlestar Galactica in it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
But in the Genesi and the Mocklins, have you noticed something between those two species?
They hate each other.
But no,
They're
not the
warlike.
fact that they hate each other. They're both
They're
dicks.
war. Yeah.
They're warlike.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, it's from what he was saying, it's like no matter who's completely ever in charge, people are dicks.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, and that's the whole thing. You saw some progress with the Krill.
Yes.
That the Krill arc was amazing, but also another thing that also could have been left up. I know something that we saw in the third season would have been something that would have been another great possible plot line of where they go with it in the fourth season.
One of the things I didn't like from the third season was the race from like 50,000 years in the future.
You
same race
Oh, you
from the
mean
first
Liz
season.
Gillies' character? The
Yes.
godlike people? Yeah.
yes,
That
the
was
planet,
the
the
setup
quantum.
and payoff
You mean
from the
the
early
one that was
season.
the quantum lock planet? That was
That was the
Yeah.
Kelly planet. That was the planet where Kelly had in where
yeah,
every,
and influence their
was it-
civilization.
yeah, every
Isn't
7
that
days.
season 1?
Yeah.
They go 700
No, but
years in our 7
in
days.
season 3, they came back where they had a whole episode where it's like they go
Yeah.
through all these weird worlds.
Basically about It's basically something about transhumanism.
It was like a huge simulator is what they were
Yeah.
putting them through. Yeah.
Well, because they
Yes.
couldn't die anymore. Yeah, the mortality paradox. Is what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
because they no longer could die. Like
It's
mortality.
like they
was
play
really
with
a-
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a thing of the past. Like death. What's that like?
Death
You know,
death is basically meaningless to someone who's immortal.
Mm.
But it's even worse if you basically can't. You still feel. You still die, and you can feel ever. You still get hurt, and you still feel all
Yes.
the pain, but you can still regenerate like Wolverine or anything like that. That must be hell.
Hey,
to-
Time Prophet. Good to see you, man.
And I would hate the episode more if they didn't set it up in another episode. But the fact that it's like a payoff for like an early episode, I like that. Like.
Yeah,
I like how
it is.
they come around with episodes they set up in like the first season, and they're expanding on that idea in another episode. I
Time
think
Prophet. That's
fun.
that's not a thing.
Oh, Time Prophet. She's gone.
Charlie!
Yeah,
She's-
Kelly is God
she's-
now. But also
Let me
another.
do Red
Charlie.
Dwarf. Let me do Red Dwarf here. She's dead, Time Prophet. She's
Mhm.
dead.
Oh.
I mean, Charlie
Everybody's
had a great character
dead.
arc.
I think another one of the interesting episodes again is where they still kind of go where the civilization they encounter is still like at the 20th century Earth standard, not the one where it's
Mhm.
like the one.
Oh,
like,
is that the
no, not the
one-
one with built of public opinion. The other one, the episode where everyone's lives are defined by their star signs or astrology.
Oh
Yes.
God,
Oh,
That
all
was
the world's
cool.
a birthday cake.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
All the
Season
ones-
I love
2,
that one.
episode
they don't notice a
5.
pregnant woman in their camp. Yeah,
Yeah, all because the child is, of course, a Gilliac. I mean, if you're a Gilliac, you're literally worthless in their civilization, just based on that time you were
That
born.
episode was fantastic writing about religious extremism. That episode was like fantastically handled.
Well, that episode came about because Seth doesn't like astrology. And
My
he's
man,
very-
I
He's
hate
very vocal about it.
Yeah. I mean,
And
basically,
so is your cat.
it's
Slinky hates it.
It's literally a bunch of crappy hippie. It's a bunch of hippie crap, is what it is. I mean, some people actually still take it in stride. I mean, one person I could say an example of is that Star Wars girl who basically who's put out a lot of reels about astrology because she's a Scorpio. I know I'm an Aquarius, and of course, I'm very sure people are Aquariuses are hated apparently. But
I don't get it. Like when it comes to astrology, I just feel it's a bit of fun. Like I don't believe in it.
But there are some people who go a step too far, like saying, "Oh, I can't date you based on your star sign. Oh, I can't date you because I'm this and you're this." It's like, guys, are you guys kidding me? Seriously, those people need a frying pan to the back of the head to knock some sense.
Kind of an outdated idea.
Mhm.
It is because it's all because hippies came up with it, or some sort of pagan crap, or I don't even really know where astrology's roots are.
So back to the show. So
yeah, sorry.
No, man, it's okay. We run on tangents in this show. Hey, Farv, good to see you, buddy.
Hello.
So guys, what is your favorite lines from the show?
Favorite lines? Oh,
my one is in the episode, season 1, I believe, where the planet has been absorbed by the sun, and you see how cold Isaac is.
Mhm.
Right? And when Bortus turns around, you see Bortus like actually getting a bit of emotion from being like cold. He just looks at him and goes, "I'm glad I'm not you."
Mhm.
I love that line.
Wait, but Isaac, I don't remember that episode. Isaac actually complained about being cold. Really?
No. I'm talking about him personality-wise, being cold personality-wise.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because this is like the beginning of the whole series, and Isaac is the emissary, and he's learning human mannerisms,
or understanding organics more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if Isaac was in the Mass Effect universe, imagine him having a conversation with the Geth, or Javik would just tell him.
That would be interesting.
Javik would just want him thrown out the airlock, like he wants everything thrown out the airlock.
The Kalons are so close to the Geth, it's insane.
Or the Borg, not really the
you
Borg.
You can even say Isaac is Legion from Mass Effect, like Shepard Commander. This unit doesn't know what to do. This unit. It's so similar.
Yeah.
Time Force, man, Time Prophet, dude, seriously. Stop just trolling, man. Seriously, okay?
Time Force?
Time Prof, I don't care what his fucking name is. I will mute him.
My favorite line is from season 1, episode 1, where he asks Alara, "Can you open this jar of pickles?"
Oh, and yes, that's definitely
one of my.
That's a really great line. That's definitely
awesome. But that was sweet when she was leaving
Alara. Left him a jar of pickles.
Yeah.
So much.
That's my favorite hashtag to use against Disney.
And the
Disney open this jar of pickles. Yeah.
When Alara leaves and like she leaves the jar of pickles on his desk. Like,
yes, that was very sweet.
So cute. So good.
She had an amazing arc in the story. I mean, personally, the only other thing I've seen Halston Sage in is like she played the character Emma in The Quarry, that video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
actually Halston Sage was in a TV show. It was meant to last a while, but it was cancelled.
So man, it was cancelled.
Actually, the reason why it was cancelled was because of Good Omens. Yeah, Prodigal Son, where at the end she was like she was going to take over as a psychopath,
and she and her brother were going to take over the family business. Yeah.
Well, the brother was going to work against her, but they turned around, and at the end of it, it was cancelled because Maren Sheen is now working on Good Omens again.
Such a good show.
But I mean, initially, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, when Kiali took over, a lot of people were thinking, "Oh, she's just a Lara 2.0." But I think she's a character that everybody grew. She's a character who grew on a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. And like one of the things that I loved about her was whilst Alara's parents were all like, oh yeah, we're science, we're all this stuff. She's like, "Oh, my parents are like military. They're the black sheeps of the planet. I've been off the planet since I was a kid, on and off, and everything like that. So yeah, and she brings but at the same time, she's also like got real sweetness to her.
Yeah, she's got she's sweet, but she's also liable to kick your butt too.
Oh hell yeah,
How she
Yeah,
kicks John's ass.
yeah.
Yeah, but I really,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Farm. I still prefer Alara as well.
Do you know
Well,
that,
but
like,
that's
in the comic books, like Alara and John hook up, so like in multiple timelines, like Alara and John. So they're basically saying that like John like hooks up with both of the what's her race called? Her species?
Chileans.
Chilean.
yeah.
He hooks up with both of the Chileans on the ship. Like John's a Mac.
Yeah,
And you know-
John is a
Well, and you know what?
Hold on.
Sad.
Oh, sorry.
Guys, hold on 1 second. Bubba was saying something.
sorry. A lot of background noise popped up. I can say it in a little bit.
Okay, so you were saying?
The Alara John storyline is actually to the alternate universe when Kelly didn't choose
You're right.
Ed's second
Okay,
date.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you got me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read
From
the
Tomorrow-
comic book recently,
Which is
though,
which is
That's
the
right.
title that Strange New World stole from the Orville, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, and in the comics, it's a really good storyline. I'm glad they kind of kept it, but then again, you're going, wait a minute, is that an alternate reality? And a lot of people have that theory about when Priya saves the Orville from the dark matter storm, that they're in an alternate timeline already.
Yeah, and you could argue that too. That's a great point because they literally were all supposed to die.
Mm-hmm.
Priya told them, like,
so
this
that
was the
does
end of y'all.
make the show.
But did she lie about it though?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Ooh, another good
No
point.
matter.
Yeah.
But the thing is, no matter what it is, they've changed the future, right?
Yes.
So from that moment on, that very episode on, the show is in a completely different timeline.
Mm-hmm.
From that moment. So whatever was meant to happen before won't happen, right? The show has gone on a completely different path. Now, here's the bigger questions. Hey, man, good to see you, Orville.
Nation. Hello.
Hey,
But
PJ.
We're talking about something you might be familiar with.
Yeah, Pokemon.
Maybe a tad.
Pokemon.
So, here's a bigger question for you about the timelines. Okay? In the season 3, when Gordon went back in time and screwed with the had the family and everything.
One of the best
Yeah.
episodes for me
Mhm.
personally.
That's
That episode is so
amazing
emotionally
episode.
heavy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But now they went. We know, like, so say if time is fluid. One of the ideas is they went back in time. They were always going to go back in time and erase the past Gordon, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they interacted with the future Gordon. Here's the thing: do you think that because Gordon was split, that we have more than one Gordon?
Yes. And the
Oh,
reason I agree with you there, because if you watch that scene when the RNF device goes off,
Yeah.
Gordon looks like he split like 4 or 5 different ways.
Yeah.
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 So what I think it was split into 4 different timelines. 2 he
Yep.
dies in, right?
Mhm.
1 he gets brought back in, 1 he lives in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what would be in season 4? What might be a kind of like wrap up to it, and a bit of a like, oh shit, okay, like time is weird. So say that there's a new ship comes up, right? Like in a battle, another ship comes up, and they're like, "Sir, you have to go." The admiral of the Washington wants to talk to you, and he's like, "Fine." He goes over, and it's like, "Oh yeah, Admiral Hayfield." No, Admiral Hayfield retired. This is Admiral Malloy, and he's like, "What?" Admiral Malloy never existed beforehand, and it's like that. It's now one of Gordon's descendants.
That would be cool.
Me and
Yeah,
my
that
buddy
was
had a
great.
whole-
But also,
Mhm.
here's
We had a
another
whole
idea for
thing.
another possible future timeline. You know, we already know about how Topa wants to be in the command of her own ship someday,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
And we also know that that Krill chick, forgot her name,
Talea.
Yeah,
Oh, you
Talea.
mean Anaya?
Anaya. Yeah,
Ed's
Anaya.
baby daddy or Ed's baby mama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and of course, yeah, she had. Yeah,
Don't forget the doctor's kids.
They have their half human daughter. Yeah, and also again, and maybe a lot, and maybe in this future, a lot more Kalon are serving in the Union now. And heck, I think there's even something even interesting that they do. Like you actually have these sort of like these sort of like flavor stimulators that are specifically used for Kalons that they can just put it up to where really their mouth is, and they can actually taste whatever sort of flavor it is, whether it's like red wine, ice cream, anything.
Well,
And
you could build off what Isaac did and build off that at the same time, where you could have some of the Kalon wanting to look and be like, oh shit, sorry.
They wear the Mr. Potato Head outfit.
Well,
know,
like
try to fit in.
You know how what's his name? The engineer that came on to upgrade the Orville that Tala fell in love Tala fell in love with. You know how he had the portable cloaking device?
Yeah.
What if they figure out, like, one of my fan fiction things is what if they have portable simulator projectors that all the Kalon can wear, like Isaac?
Yeah, that I thought. Okay, so I thought that was a beautiful scene where, hi, Miss Martins, good to see you.
oh yeah, where Isaac tries to understand emotion, but yeah,
no,
he was
where Isaac turns human.
yeah.
John
I
and
really
Gordon
like
helped
that.
them that first date, yeah.
You have
or
like a
second
big
date.
like sci-fi mom, but you have like a scene where like they're having like a ball, and you have like a bunch of officers dancing with the Kalons, and then like we see them as their robot selves, like after like a switch where like first we see them with their little devices that show them as human, and then you do like a panning shot, and then like we actually see them all as their Kalon selves. So like it's their perfect way of like integrating with like society, and like that would be a gorgeous type of setup for the Kalons to like
or
part of
the
everything.
what was his name? Timmons? No. The one that had the emotions. Like
the one they're the first Kalon and the ones that rebel.
the Kalon that can handle it. Give them emotion.
It's Dutch. Timon.
Yeah.
It's Dutch. But you know what might actually be interesting? So we've seen him a few times fucking with the engine. Right? Here's the thing. What if, because of the Kalon, like, having essentially a hive mind or access to it, what if all the Kalon collectively work together as the giant problem solvers, and they're like, oh yeah, your engine is flawed. We've put every single Kalon in existence. Here's a new engine. And they're like, oh yeah, we call it like the Kalon, and you see people, it's like, we're going to use the Kalon engine.
The Kalon accelerator or something. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
The only problem with that is that this show is basically fucking with the engine of the show, and that kind of ends that as a story plot device every other episode.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But back to what I was saying about the future thing. Yeah, the main Orville cast, they get transported to this future, but since their children all know this was going to happen again in the future, now Ed, Kelly are now the superiors of the Union. They're like admirals now and stuff like that. So it's stuff like that. And I mean, maybe the same thing with Dr. Finn is that maybe she and Isaac return and just open up a private practice back on Earth, and maybe Ty, or what was her other son, the older one?
Marcus,
yeah. Either Ty or Marcus is now the lead medical officer of the Orville, and yeah, like they're like Ed and Anaya's daughter.
Yeah.
Or Ed and Talea's daughter, Anaya. Yeah.
That would be a fun episode if they like jumped really into the future, like you're saying.
Everybody's
future prospects and everything. That would be interesting.
And the other thing is, we need questions answered, like, how fast do Mocklins grow? How fast do the krill grow? You know, it's like we blinked and Topa's,
Topa's a teenager at this point. Yeah.
Okay. So the way I would have it is, I'd say that I'd put in that they have rapid acceleration. They hit puberty early, go and they mature. and then when they live out maybe an extended life as an adult, so we could see like say they become an adult maybe around the age of 3, but stay looking like that adult for about 150 years.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah, but like
initially
I
they're
said,
like 15 years ahead of us, but then like over
Yeah.
time they're like even further.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
I said,
Each year, like 15 of their years is like one Earth year type
Yeah.
of thing. Like,
but
Like-
back to what I was saying.
because
Go
like
ahead.
I think in a comic book, Topa is like 5 when she starts going to school with like the kids that are like 12, but she's like
Yeah.
way more advanced than them in the comic book, and like she just already knows everything a little bit more. But go ahead,
Yeah.
Jet.
Yeah, but back to what I was
Back to what
saying.
you're
Yeah,
Yeah.
again, back to what I was like saying about all the future, the children. Yeah, we have either Marcus or Ty in the med bay. We have maybe say like John and Talea's kid, a half human Salayan, and we also have like Ed and Anaya's daughter as the XO, but Topa is now the captain of the Orville,
Oh, that would be well.
and we have
Well,
like maybe a Kalon
they're
Helmsman
actually-
instead.
The Orville
There's
Next
also
Generation.
there's also another aspect to Anaya that they would like to see, like she becomes the resistance leader on Krill to get them away from the teachings of Avis.
Well, here's the thing. What you could even do, and you could do this using time travel. What if they bring Avis back?
That's
Right?
my
I was
favorite.
talking-
That's my favorite plot.
That
Avis
would be
gets
interesting.
summoned. Let's go.
Yeah,
They bring Avis out.
Hold on.
like
Here's-
the second coming of Jesus.
Yeah, they
But
summon
here's
his ass.
here's the twist. They summon Avis, right? And you
And
hear
he
all
has to
like
fight Hertz in a trial by combat.
He's not what they expected. He's not
No.
the savior they all thought he was. That's my
Yeah.
favorite.
like so he appears up and he's there and he turns around and goes, "Oh, hello, how are you?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like a
he
normal.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
doesn't
he's
want
like-
war or nothing. Yeah, he just
He's like, "I'm a."
He's like
He goes,
peaceful
"Hi."
prophet. Yeah.
yeah.
He goes, "I am the king of the." He goes, "I am the king of the krill," and they're like, "Wait," and the krill are like, "King?" Right? And he goes, "Yes." He goes, "My peaceful call me Ava the peaceful, Ava the loved."
Mm-hmm.
And they're like,
Find out he was
Love
really
it.
good at like their version of a video game or something, and that's where the confusion was.
And they're like,
he's like a
just-
celebrity that got way higher than he should have, but they all misunderstood.
No,
the
or
text.
even-
Oh yeah, maybe in a show. Yeah, played a warlord in a show or something. Yeah.
No, even funnier. Just be like, yes. He goes, "I am the king." He goes, "But one of my hobbies, I like to write fan fictions." And they're like, "What?" And he goes, "Yes, one of my fan fictions." He said, "It seems to be a bestseller," and he names the Krill Bible. He goes,
The Ancana.
Oh,
That would be
Ancana.
awesome.
The Ancana. Yeah. I
He looks
wrote
and
this
goes-
Ancana. People really took
Yeah.
it seriously.
yeah, he goes,
yeah, it's
"I
like
wrote
a
this."
it's like a mantra.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
fan
Yeah.
script. Yeah.
He's like the L. Ron Hubbard. Like, I was just trying to make a science fiction book, and people got all crazy about it.
But
And he's just-
having Ed explain to him what's going on in the present would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
and you
Oh,
just
that's
see him
one
like,
of my
"Oh
dreams.
no," and he's
Is
just like,
Avis.
"Oh no."
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, no,
but
no, no.
again,
Go ahead, dude.
but still, the greatest thing that was also another good arc, especially with Topa, was of course the other like Mocklin female resistance, and it really shows they are just as formidable as the males are.
You
But
don't
of
give
course,
them- don't give
that
them
whole-
Dolly Parton.
The
Don't give them Dolly.
best, I'm sorry.
Bring
So
back
I was,
Dolly. Bring back Dolly.
Work at 9 to 5.
That's right.
I
Yeah,
was
the dog-
in, I was in a Christmas festival recently, and when I was in there, me and the producer, the voice inside my head, we were talking, and when we were talking, they were playing Dolly Parton, and I said, "That is some of the best battle music I've heard in years." And she turned around, she's like, and it's like 9 to 5, and it's like, yeah, she's like, yeah. Yes, it was, and because when the truck sound was in the song, they actually had it timed that one of the ships flew past the other Mocklin ship, and the fun fact is they never asked Dolly Parton for permission to use it, and she fucking loved it.
Mm-hmm.
hey, sometimes flattery's up. Sometimes when you flattery
Well,
is the best form of it.
Yeah,
Well, then they used it in such a way that honors her. honors her real legacy and everything she's fought for and fought against in real life, and telling her story like that in the with the hologram and everything. I know she was a part of that. I'm just saying it's no wonder she was on board with that, and she really is friends with Seth MacFarlane.
Oh yeah, it's
Mhm.
nothing
So,
but
yeah.
respect to her. Totally.
But can we talk about for a second how they gave us
No.
the best space battle we have seen? Yeah, I'm just saying like they gave us a Star Wars, like a prequel Star Wars level space battle in at several different points in
Yeah.
season
Identity
3. And
Identity Part 2.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
And then
yeah.
Oh,
when they're rescuing Topa.
that
Yeah.
space battle in Identity Part 2 is some of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
television.
The battle when they're
So
fighting
fire.
and they're moving closer and closer toward Earth.
Oh
Mhm.
my
Oh,
god!
no,
And you're just
the
seeing
best
Orville
one-
level ships get blown apart, thousands of people dead. It's like,
And
this
the Orville
real
is the
stakes.
only ship standing in the way of
Yeah.
the Kalon and
This
Earth.
is real stakes here, folks. Like,
Yeah,
thousands
there
of
really
people are
were.
dying.
From the
And
season
seeing in-
finale,
And seeing the road not taken, again, it was horrible seeing Earth devastated the way it
Oh
was.
yeah.
but what I think was absolutely brilliant was in the season finale when Bortus, like, we known that Bortus has a temper. We've known that like Bortus is always like, I will fight. Like, he's essentially a Klingon mixed with a Vulcan.
Yep.
Right? When he saw the person who tortured Topa, and he turned around and he's there, and they make fun of Topa. They're like, "We'll hunt Topa down." He blinded him, like he nearly bet him to death. Then he took the thing, and Kelly was like, "Bortus, it's an order. Stand down." He wasn't listening to her. And
Yeah,
then he,
exactly.
just
Yeah.
Stood up for his child.
Yes, he just snapped his
Duty.
neck. Yeah, it's different. Yeah, if someone seriously tried to hurt your child, you would want to beat the living crap out of them to death too. You would.
I'm a mama
Right?
bear when it comes to my kids. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
Duty only goes so far.
I wanted to beat that guy up with him. I'm like, get over here!
Get over
here, Scorpion.
Don't move!
But Topa was so strong, and then Bortus was shouting at his own people. It's like, you did this. How dare you? And they're like, what, are you going to believe this woman over? And they're like, you. Oh, that was fucking.
Yeah, that was truly the
Well,
greatest thing.
and
The greatest change
yeah,
was also
but him
with,
standing there.
Crichton too.
Yeah. But
that was my favorite moment of that imagery, though, when Bortus enters the galactic stage there, and everybody they see how beat up and I mean, because there is nobody, like you said, he's definitely a fighter, and and everything he had been through, and he stands there like his uniform in tatters, and like that scene was just so freaking powerful.
it was, and it's like Topa did not want to get any healing done because Topa wanted to show you all of the wounds and that she took. But it's there, and I'm like, fuck. But here's the thing: did any scenes ever get you in the feels?
Many scenes did, for sure.
You mean besides
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah.
I mean, think about the whole episode of The Road Not Taken.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'll tell you.
himself, and then he finds out that Topa and his mate, Clyden, were both killed.
Yeah.
And he has nothing. Like, there's so many emotional beats in just The Road
Yeah.
Not Taken alone. Like, holy
But-
shit.
How many
But-
planets the Kalon destroyed in the road not taken?
Yeah,
Pretty
like,
much wiped out
they
the
have
whole
won.
galaxy.
They
Yeah.
have won.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you. Oh, go ahead.
Go
ahead,
ahead, Bubba. Go ahead, Bubba.
I was just saying the scene that really got me, because I love heroic stands anyway, but when Yaphet buys time for Marcus to escape, and he tears that Kalon out from the inside, like that. It's stuff like that got me, because he's a joker, he's a silly character, but you see him do some of the most heroic things, even in the alternate timeline.
Yeah.
Like the implication, and you see a character like that everybody counts out as ridiculous, but then he does some of
Yeah.
the most heroic, powerful things. That speaks to almost any guy, any of us geek dudes that, that there's a little bit of epic in all of us. No matter how much we're underestimated, no matter how people see us or view us, one minute we might have straws in our nose, playing like walrus tusks. The next minute we might actually do something pretty badass.
Totally. He's so super important to them saving the timeline. Like, if it wasn't for Yalfit, like, everything would have been lost. Like you said, he's a Joker, but then he turns it on and then helps literally save the entire galaxy with his heroics. Like, amazing character development.
Well, one of my favorite Yalfit scenes was when he went and after seeing what the Kalon did and everything like that, he slid up inside of Isaac and to fix him. And he nearly lost his own life. Like, he's poured out all gray and everything. Like, he could have died, and he was just like, I'll do it. You could hear him, like, he knew his life was at risk.
Well, and the fact that that many of them still blamed Isaac for what happened to him in the past, the fact that he still was a little salty about the doctor choosing Isaac, and not giving him the time of day, and we see, we see him really put all of his differences and all of his own feelings aside to literally save the galaxy, or to just simply save, to save a little kid, or to save somebody who he considered an enemy, not a month ago. Like that is an excellent character, and Norm Macdonald knocks it out of the park.
Exactly.
So, what I would do to handle the Norm situation and Yalfit situation is they've already given us an out, right? Because you say that Yalfit got lonely and he wanted a family, so he split.
Because Kelly says, what episode is that? Where Yalfit came to her and was asking about parental leave. And he was explaining to Claire on that Cupid's Dagger, season 1, episode 9, about how his race breeds,
They just
reproduces.
split.
Yeah, they just split apart. And so I just, a lot of people have voiced that idea.
Yeah, he's there and he's like, oh yeah, that's your mother? Yeah. Oh, it's that, and that's your mother in this photo? No, that's now my brother. Well, when I split, my mother became my brother.
So like they could easily, like, first episode of the new season, like, have the ship under attack, and then, like, he sacrifices himself, like, he covers the whole ship with his, like, blob, and, like, takes the damage because, like, maybe the shields are down or something. So he, like, dies to, like, protect the crew, and they crash land or something. But, like, they all know that he gave their life, like, he gave his life to, like, protect the entire crew of the Orville. And, like, then you wouldn't have to recast him or anything. And then you could do with, like, the child plot line, and you could have the children of him be characters, but you also gave him a heroic exit at the same time.
Yeah. Or what you could do is, after he saves a load of people and say he gets hit with a bit of energy, you use a line from Norm Macdonald that was already recorded that he said, hey, Doc, right? And the doctor looks over and she's like, Yalfit? And Yalfit's got, you can see Yalfit is starting to tear. And his tentacle reaches out to her, and next thing on her, oh, sorry, it's just a big suction. Then she's there, and she's like, who are you? And they're like, hi! Like little kid voices. Yalfit's gone.
Yalfit's gone, but his kid remained. So you have like a piece of Yalfit, but you don't need to recast him. You can have other actors play his kids. It'd be the perfect way to, like, give him a great exit, but then also continue his lineage, like you're saying, with his children and stuff. That would be so good.
That would be. And
dude,
if you want
to David Spade could play one of those. Be hilarious.
David Spade? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Rennie. But what? Sorry, I'll get to you in one tick, Jet Sparks. I
want a Joe Dirt one. I want one of his characters to be Joe Dirt, like.
No, but what you could do,
that would be cool.
Out of like fucking like remembrance to Norm, is you could have his kids play off its characters.
Exactly. Yeah. Have it be in the McDonald family. Have his kids play,
Yeah.
the spawn of Yowfit, and boom.
Geek
That's
Flag.
quick.
When Nate knows, I mean, they have enough of his voice recording that they could use AI to record his voice and pay Norm MacDonald's family, but I don't think that's a nice thing to do.
No,
See,
it isn't.
Well,
use it for one episode and then have him go out heroically. So
But-
have a couple lines and then end that shit.
but
Yeah.
Seth has been working because he hired the former VP of Apple, and they have a division that they're working on right now at Fuzzy Door. Like they have a brand new app that can help you with scene placement and all that stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I forgot what it's called. But they're working towards AI with Fuzzy Door. I mean, they could do that for Norm's family because once Seth hires somebody, they're family.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Well,
I'm not against, canceling his
So-
character, but they shouldn't just keep his character going through like
Right.
AI. 'cause I
No,
don't
they
know.
should just
I don't
let
know.
him
I don't
cut
know how I feel
twice.
about that.
We have Jet Sparks. We spoke over you. You were saying?
Yeah, there's two things. One, the greatest scene in the whole show for me that really got me in the feels was Claire and Isaac's wedding, and of course the return of Alara one last time.
Yeah.
Just seeing her show up one last time at the end of the episode. That was amazingly good.
Well,
It's
she
where
shows
the
up
show-
at the wedding. She shows
Yeah.
up at the wedding.
Yeah, the show just ends on a high note. And again, they also have with that girl from that one episode where that 21st Century Planet, but everyone is like, if you're downvoted too much, you're gonna get executed or whatever.
Lysella.
Yeah,
But I agree.
Yeah.
Like, it's like open this pickle jar for me would have been a nice touch.
Hold on.
Mhm.
Hey, Dalek. But Dalek, I announced it in like 4 different places we are. And I announced it in the network and I announced it on Twitter. Like, I'm sorry, I've announced it throughout the day. Not my fault he didn't see it, but yeah. So like,
Still got
Well-
some 15 minutes or so. Jump in.
but the thing is, one of my favorite Gordon scenes is the
Mhm.
end. Is remember when they found the phone, the
cell
iPhone?
phone, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, part one
Yeah.
of his like 3-part romance
Mhm.
with that girl. I love how they continually added onto that, but I love the
I would
cell
love-
phone. That is great stuff.
I would
yeah.
love to see a new plot kind of come out of that where he meets like maybe her descendants and he falls in love with one of her descendants so that he doesn't have to keep pining after her in the
Aw.
past.
a real happy ending for Gordon because
Yeah.
what
Gordon deserves a
tragic
happy
tale.
ending where he actually
Gordon-
throws that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gordon
I
is so
think-
fucking tragic. Gordon is so tragic, man.
Yeah.
I cried for
I would say,
Gordon.
or better yet, a happy beginning.
I cried
Yeah.
One
for
sec.
Gordon. Oh my
Yeah.
god,
guys.
Gordon's.
I
I'm
think that we're going to get a season 4, 2025, 2026. I think it's
Mhm.
going to be announced sometime next year.
That's what I
Yeah.
think too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But
I
also
wanna
one
see-
character.
Go
Sorry.
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I want to see
We'll go
sympathy
with
for the
Mama and
people
then we'll
made
go
into
with
an
Jet Sparks.
episode. The novella. The novella needs to be an episode or a double episode because there's so much there that Seth wrote. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's one character we have neglected to talk about throughout this thing, but she's had a significant impact on the story, and that is the case of Annie Winters, Lieutenant Ensign Charlie Burke.
Yeah. Like, she was good, but the thing is, do you think that she'll come back now that she's essentially looking for a job?
She's dead as fuck.
Yeah, there's no way.
She dies
Oh,
in like
shit,
a
sorry.
fiery
Well,
explosion.
No, I was
There's
thinking
some
of
personal
Alara.
issues there as well
She's
between her
alive.
and Seth. But
Wait,
She
never
got
know.
like annihilated in season 3.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, she's
And-
space dust. But
yeah,
what was the personal issues between Alara or the dead girl?
No, the thing is, yeah, she was brought on to bring back the innocence that
Yeah.
Alara's character had in the first two seasons of the Orville. But the thing is, yeah, her entire arc is her hating the Kalons because one of them because again, the Talon ship
killed her
Talon
best
ship-
friend.
Yeah, killed her best
Yeah.
friend, and
Her love of her life.
Yeah.
or possibly her lover. We don't know.
Yeah, I think it was love of her life.
Yep.
Yeah, most likely, probably.
Oh
But
no,
no,
it was the love of her life, but she never got to say it. So at that stage, they were best friends.
yeah, exactly the point. And yeah, there were some things where, yeah, again, her and Isaac had to put their differences aside, especially that time where they actually were looking for Gordon and going through all that stuff, especially when when they bike the cross when they're biking cross country.
And that was
Yeah,
such a
Gordon-
good scene for them to, work out the differences and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a good life lesson for anybody.
Yeah, she actually saved the very being she grew to despise.
Mm-hmm.
So
Character
that very good character arc. But that's the thing. Like a lot of people, it's like if you hate someone, not everyone you hate from whatever it is, are going to be bad people. Like I'm just going to bring up politics for a minute without getting into it. People on the left, right, get lumped in with the far left. And people on the right get lumped in with the far right. And people who, if you're a leftist and you hear, oh yeah, someone leans right, you're like, oh god, no, he's like the far right. That's what people are tend to think these days, and it's the same for the right. Like a load of us on the right think that most people on the left are blue hair leftists who collect pronouns like you collect Pokemon.
Gotta catch them all.
And
Yeah.
just like, but that's the thing. Seth MacFarlane, made that in such a way that we can have this conversation here, like in the tradition of original Star Trek. Like
Yeah.
he gave us, he gave us something. It gave us comedy relief. It gave us feels. It gave us just about everything we needed, while maintaining the entertainment value as well.
Absolutely.
Exactly,
Like,
having discourse.
and he done like transition stories. He done like forced transition, detransition. He can like then he spoke about like traditionalism and both the pros and the cons. Like with the Mocklins, you have like Bortus, who's like all pro traditionalism. Then you have hashtag fuck you Clyden, who is the worst kind of traditionalism. You have both kinds of it in it, and then you've got like extreme democracy. Like the stuff he's covered, like it's absolutely fantastic, and it makes you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that the episode, I forgot what it was called, about where they go to that 21st century Earth, but of course everyone has those buttons where if you get downvoted too much, you basically, that is a good old thing. I mean, or as Gordon put it, death by American Idol.
Pretty much, it's literal.
It's a lens up to like the court of public opinion and social media.
Yeah,
you're wearing that hat. My religion wears that hat. Down 10 points.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, what that episode was, and you can tell me I'm wrong or I'm stupid, but that episode was literally Twitter and cancel culture.
Yep.
Oh, easily. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, you can't wear the like. Oh, that hat is part of my culture. You could hear people that you can't have that hairstyle. That's part of my culture.
The class system where you couldn't even get simple drink because you were bad in your 20s.
The lady trying to get the coffee. Like, no, your score is too low, lady. Get out.
That is taken from the Chinese social credit system. Yeah, like, which is fucking. The fact that Seth got away with bringing it in is absolutely phenomenal. But there's one character that we've all not spoken about who's secretly hilarious. Dan.
Oh, I love Dan.
Oh, Dan. We need a whole episode on Dan's people, his planet. I want
the Retepsians.
Please give me a Dan episode.
One of my favorite Dan scenes, what I thought was hilarious, was when they were talking about the porn addiction episode.
Right. Yeah, fine.
I am dick. Dan.
Yeah.
Dick.
And it's like, you see Malloy's like, not Malloy, fucking, what's the new engineer called?
John Lamar?
Yeah, John
Yeah,
was the
Lamar.
helmsman. Yeah, John
Yeah.
Lamar was
Then
the
he gets
helmsman.
promoted to like head.
Mhm.
Yeah, head
He
engineer.
becomes
yeah.
Scotty basically.
Right.
So you see Lamar like Lamar's like, dude, get off me, and Dan's like, hi, I'm Dan. It's like,
I want a
Dan,
whole
we'll keep.
episode about Dan.
And
He
Mike
deserves it.
Henry just plays Dan so well.
Yes.
He's
Dan
just-
deserves an entire episode about him. He's so glorious.
Yeah.
Love all the scenes. Love him.
The actor who plays Isaac said that they got the helmet for Isaac. Hey, John, good to see you, man.
Hello.
They got the helmet designed by NASA. He can see out of that helmet perfectly, but you cannot see in. But he said one of my favorite stories from the Orville. So Bortus takes 6 hours to get into makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He cannot take that headpiece off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he had the worst nightmare. They put the headpiece on him. They put the glue on him, and then he felt walking across his head. He went through all of episode 3 from season 2 with a spider inside of his headpiece.
Oh
My
holy crap!
God, Becky, no.
It didn't make
Yeah.
him Spider-Man. What the fuck? That spider's useless.
No.
You didn't give me superpowers. You're pointless, spider.
Yes, classic.
You're thinking, how the hell does that even happen? Like, how did they
Right.
not catch that?
How did they not
Right?
see it? Yeah.
Why are there
Basically,
cobwebs
from
in my
what-
helmet?
No, from
Yeah.
what was explained was, so they put the glue on, right? And a spider dropped down, and the way they get it is they grab it and they just kind of flunk it onto his head.
Mm.
Wow.
a
What is
quick
this,
and easy.
Firestorm?
Pretty much, like he said, like once it was on, and then it like fell down onto his hair. And
You know what's
and
sad is like after that he has to like put in his contract like make sure there's no fucking spiders in my helmet,
did.
please.
he did.
My prosthetics, yeah.
Can these spiders be like, can we pre-check if there's spiders in my helmet, please?
Somebody get an exterminator out here, please.
Right? What the hell?
Yeah.
I'm
But,
not
yeah.
asking for too much. There's no spiders in my helmet.
And yeah, but also Mark Jackson, he did like fantastic work. He did triple duty with Isaac as a character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
totally agree.
I
He's
still
amazing.
love the Mr. Potato Head pieces when they're trying to teach him pranks. That was
Yeah.
And I love how
classic.
they bring that up later too, when like all the Kalons are like, "You didn't treat Isaac the best as a crewmate," and then Ed's like, "Yeah, we did." He's like, "What about the Mr. Potato Head?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, you're right. That was pretty unprofessional."
Oh, Fire says arachnophobia is a bitch, apparently.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is,
but
and I have it.
A lot of people hate spiders. That's just a fact.
Even
Gross.
if you don't have arachnophobia, I'm sorry. If I threw a spider on your head, like, I'm pretty sure that you strapped it in there for like 6 hours. He said, like, as soon as the episode wrapped, he said, basically, if you look at that episode 7, there's a slight change to it.
See,
To
little
his
did people
costume.
know. Little
'Cause
did
he
people
ripped-
know. Oh, go
He
ahead.
ripped the costume bit off of his head. Like, it was meant to be, like, just anti-adhesive glue, like, comes off, right? Nah, he grabs that and he just, like, fucking rips it off and, like, throws it. And then starts scratching his head and everything like that.
But let's talk about how tough he was for sticking it out that long.
Mhm.
Like,
Oh, God, yeah.
that is old school acting. That is like Lon Chaney Jr. level acting. Like, that is kick ass, man.
Fuck, there's a spider in
Yeah.
my helmet, but I'm not gonna let this stop me from getting this role. I'm going in.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Do any of you realize that Claire is from DS9?
Mm-hmm.
She's Cisco's wife.
Yep, Cassidy.
Yep, Cassidy Yates.
Yates. She was awesome then, and she's awesome now. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely, Farva. It is great discipline, and one of the funniest scene was the scene where they had the cigarettes.
Oh man, that was good.
That's the same episode with Gordon. Gordon
Yeah.
and the
It
Oh,
turns
the
out
cigarette
Dr.
addiction for the
Mhm.
Mocklins.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
Great
Moglins
stuff.
are heavily addicted to nicotine.
Great
It turns
stuff.
out that the Mocklin's DNA is strongly addicted to nicotine. And it's like, yes, replicate 500 cigarettes. And then they had 500 cigarettes each.
And then Clyden's smoking in the airlock and the pillow's full of cigarettes. And they're like hidden all over their apartment.
I love the pillow has like 1,000 fucking cigarettes
Their
in it.
quarters. Yeah, they're like hidden everywhere.
And then the
Like a
two of them
prison
were
cell.
dancing.
Yeah.
This song has a beat like a Mocklin mating dance.
Where's the cigarettes? Oh
Mhm.
shit, in your pillow and this and that.
But the
So,
funny
have
thing
you-
about
Have you seen the bloopers for that episode?
I have
I
say, hey
love
guys,
those bloopers.
can you stop dancing like that? Because like we'll have like HR down on us. Thanks.
He's like, I just have to do this as my duty as your boss.
Well, and I still love some of the jokes, like when they're talking about like the marriage rituals and stuff, and Bortus brings up his, and he's like, no, we're talking about a real marriage, not a sexual assault. Like that was hilarious.
Yeah.
That part when I was at work watching that out loud, and all of a sudden, like, that's when people started walking into the building, is right when he said that line. Oh my god, I laughed so hard, my face was like so red, it was hilarious.
What I love, absolutely, is like Gordon coming up with the worst ideas for the Mocklins, and then they wouldn't have upping them. It's like, so what do you get, Marty? Are you going to beat him? No. I chase him we go to the forest to do a ritual where I have to chase him down, and then yes, force
The
myself on him.
Mocklin, when they want a divorce, they stab you with a knife.
Mhm. When they want to be engaged to you, they tear out one of their teeth.
No,
Yeah.
no,
No,
not when they're
forget diamonds. Here's my tooth.
That's it. Also, we had that. Also, we got that dang whatever drink that poo drink, and also, of course,
Oh yeah,
that Bobby
and they
Boss
pee once a
stabs you.
year. Yeah.
Stop!
This ceremonial piss. I must piss.
Jaloja.
Mocklin. Just
Jaloja.
Okay, question. Have any of you guys, when you've been going to the toilet, said, I'll be back in a minute, I'm going for a Jaloja, or else when you've gone, just said the word Jaloja?
I say it all the time to my kids.
Oh,
No, I don't. I
Going
don't.
to the Jaloja.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
I'm going
That's
to
what
the
I was
Jaloja.
trying to say. The tooth is actually the tooth is when they break up, they remove the tooth and they give it to someone, right? So they then eat that tooth for the next boyfriend. So here's my thing: if you're a whore, does that mean that you have no teeth?
Yeah, I mean, think
I
about
would
whores
think
in that
so,
time.
yeah.
That's a tough time to live in when you're a whore.
Well, I mean, seeing that the Mocklin is an all-male race, having no teeth might be a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, and again,
All jokes
that was
aside,
weird.
All joking
jokes
aside.
yeah, their teeth are just a little too white, and you realize that they're all implants. It'd be freaking hilarious.
Oh God, come back with their Turkish teeth.
These are Turkish delights.
Yeah. Hey, Dalek, you're muted. Oh,
I don't know if I
While
want
we're waiting on,
I don't know if I want Priya to return or not.
Yeah,
I think Ed needs a whole new love interest that's away from Kelly and Talea and Priya, and needs somebody that's going to stay, you
They
know?
kind of ruined
Yeah.
that with the Talea and like the daughter and stuff. Like
But it could turn
he's
around
literally
like
with,
Claire
the
and
head of
Isaac, you
Krill
know?
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. I want
But
them
you know,
to go
Cla-
away, but like they literally associated him now with like the grand what is it? She's like Palpatine now. She's like the fucking
Well, she's in jail now.
Oh, is she?
So
Yeah. That's a good
that-
point.
yeah.
you know, that kind of goes back to that joke from when Kelly became the god of that planet, where he's like, "You're gonna have to visit me in prison." He's like, "Oh, is it a women's prison?"
Right? I might go. Yeah. Making jokes like, I don't know about that, but
I'm just saying, if Claire and Isaac can be together after Claire had her fling with Yaphitz, why can't Ed have a normal, right?
So,
Or
I have a
Gordon?
question. Does that mean that Isaac technically comes with attachments?
Claire's a
Oh, God.
robosexual.
damn.
Yeah.
You already,
I am
you already
born. I am
know.
like Data. I have 1,000 forms of pleasuring a
I'm
woman.
just saying, you already know the answer to that question, and she would be far from the first woman to fall in love with her sex toy.
Especially in the future when they
Yeah.
can talk
Yep.
back. I
Oh.
mean, let's be real.
Hello,
And you know
Dalek.
Seth wrote that episode, right? Seth
can
wrote that
talk back
episode.
now.
So where did he get this idea from?
Hi, Dalek. How are you?
I think, yeah.
Hey, potato.
So, what are your favorite things about the Orville? Because we're just laughing about it at this stage.
Yeah. Sorry.
No worries. Farf, you've seen Isaac's fingers. They extend, they open. Come on. And then they have those little tentacles. What man can compete?
All jokes aside, let's for a second, like while Dalek's getting his thoughts together, talk about the fact that, you know, we see them put their foot down, like when it comes to stuff that's actually inhumane, the stuff that happens with the Mocklins, and so on and so forth. But then the Gordon episode where he goes back in time, where he gets stranded back in time, I personally had never been so freaking pissed at Ed and Kelly. Like I was screaming at my television set. And I mean, all jokes aside, he really wasn't doing anything that was going to hurt anybody. And I know they talk about, unintended consequences and stuff. He had already proven, as long as he had been there, that he wasn't going to do anything that was going to mess up the timeline. They could have looked the other way, but then what I
he
hated,
waited 10 years and did nothing. He literally waited 10 years and did nothing.
I mean, if he was going to be a huge Richard, he would have taken over the planet already by then because he knew the history.
He waited 10 years. 10 years by
And
himself.
Hold on, guys.
They technically murdered 2 children.
Yeah,
No,
real shit.
No,
Sci-fi
they,
Mamba,
no,
you
they
ain't
didn't,
wrong.
because we didn't see that. We did not see that timeline being erased, and as it goes for TV, no body, no. If there's no body, they're not dead.
They
never existed,
Gordon.
so
They got
That's
erased.
it's technically, again, like it said in Terminator, it's retroactive abortion.
Because
But
they went
here-
back 10 years.
yeah,
or
they
whatever
went back
in
10
time
years and picked up
Yeah,
Gordon when
and
he was
grabbed him before he even met her again.
when he
Yeah.
was in the
Here's the
woods,
thing about
stranded
that
in a
as well.
cabin.
One of
They
the
did what
things
they were
could-
supposed to do with before the time.
He took
situation,
away who she was meant to marry from her. He took away the kids she was meant to have. Right? He took away the family that she was meant to have. Her descendants might have been heroes. Right? If her descendants were like Union heroes, people may have died because they were not where they were meant to be.
That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Mhm,
another.
that's a
That's
good
another
point.
exact thing.
That's it.
There's so many danger. There's so many butterfly effects to this.
Mm-hmm. That's what makes that
But on the
episode so
same-
incredibly good.
Makes you think about it.
but
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying. Like, the thing is that we don't know, and these are all very valid points. But the fact is that whether he meant to do that or not, he does a good job of explaining, like, when Gordon says, in the 21st century, me using my weapon to hunt meat is perfectly acceptable, whereas in whereas in their timeline that makes him a serial killer,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and
Hey,
they do.
Hey,
Yeah.
Go
Maxie.
ahead.
No, I was just saying hi to the audience.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, like I said, it's episodes like that though that that they bring open this dialogue that, whether you fall on one side or the other, the dialogue is there. There's so much more. You can watch the same episode 8 times and come up with something new to pick apart every time. There, in 3 short seasons, he gave us what most shows take 9 seasons to even begin to try to give us, and that's if they make it that long. You know, I mean, if we never got another Orville season, and I really hope we do, I really, really don't want it to be over. But if we never got another Orville season, at the very least, everything we got now is decades worth of conversation and geeking out.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Dalek, is there anything you'd like to say?
I think. Well, if there's anything I definitely loved about the Orville, well, one of my favorite characters was definitely, what was the name from the first two seasons?
Tom?
Alara. I really liked her.
Yeah.
She's my favorite.
Oh, yeah, she was great.
She's a lot of people's favorites.
She's my
I was
favorite
very-
character.
I was very sad when
Figured it out. I'm Team Ed.
Yeah. She's wonderful. Go ahead, Dalek. Sorry.
I was really sad when I discovered that they'd written her out of the show.
Yeah, the reason that they had written her out, that she was in she had gone her own show, basically. She was the lead on another show, and as an actress, she couldn't give up that opportunity.
Her career. I see.
Well, and
Yeah.
there's another instance of personal issues behind the
She
scenes.
dated Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, she did. They were engaged and they broke it off.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Just like Amelia
That would-
Clark, and never mind. I know too
That
much.
would be awkward. Yeah.
No. Go ahead, Amelia Clark and who?
Let's see. Amelia Clark, Halston Sage, Annie Winters. Who hasn't he dated?
Hey,
Oh,
where's
no,
that
oh,
man?
right.
Good to see you.
Seth MacFarlane's got around. He's made the rounds. That boy gets
I
around.
thought he was
I
gay.
get around. Round and round. Round and
We
round.
need
thought
to make
what?
sure his teeth aren't
I
all
thought Seth
implants.
MacFarlane was gay.
No,
No,
he's just
sir.
the dedicated Hollywood
He
bachelor.
loves the women.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, like I said, we need to make
Well,
sure all
then
of his
again-
teeth are real.
Well, then again, he's got a voice akin to Frank Sinatra. So, and he's even sung alongside his son. So, yeah.
Yeah. Guys, we're
Yeah.
going to wrap this up in about 4 minutes, if that's okay. Because we've been going
Whatever you wanna do, bud.
yeah, we've been going like overtime. We're already over the time it was.
Yeah.
I usually go for like an hour, and it's already 10 to 4 in the morning. Go ahead.
I'll say. Can I also say something I came to really not like about the Orville?
Okay, what's that?
The Mocklins. I really came to hate them as the show went on.
Yeah, you're meant to.
I think they
You're not
want you
meant to
to.
like.
Especially
You're not
season
meant to-
3. They're pieces of shit.
Honestly, if someone said they liked the Mocklins, I'd go, cool. I'm booking you into therapy.
And it was just, and it got worse because as the show went on, they overused them as well. It was like especially in the third season, it was just the Mocklins again.
I remember.
That's what led to one of my favorite Ed Mercer lines in the entire series, when Ed's just like, really? We're going to bend over backwards for these fucking Mocklins again? When he's just like, when he's in court and they're like, Ed, stop. And he's just like, no, every time something happens, we bend over backwards for these Mocklins because they have their policies. It's like, how about they abide to our freaking union policies? That's one of my favorite Ed scenes, when Ed's just like done with the Mocklins. It's like,
Yeah.
perfect Ed. He's just like, no. They have to do what we say. Enough of us bending over for these assholes. And I'm like, damn, respect.
And then
Ed.
Gordon's
Because by
rant
this
during the
time-
Topa thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's the thing. That's because by this time, this isn't just Bortus. This isn't just. I mean, we're talking about multiple people that Ed and his crew care about. These are people he's responsible for, that the Mocklins have hurt firsthand, and he sees what they've done. He sees what they've done to their own. You know what they've caused, the problems they've caused for their females. He sees the problems. You know that he's seen all of this firsthand, and it becomes impossible to watch.
Yeah.
One
Not
of
for
his
the
greatest
audience.
character moments as Ed is he's just like, are we going to still bend over backwards for the Mocklins? Like, he literally just tells the entire council of, the union. He's like, enough already. They've manipulated us for years. No more. He's like, we can't just let them pick and choose whatever they decide. He's like, we're in charge of them.
Yeah, guys, we will have to continue this in a part 2 in the New Year's. Because next week we're going to have a Christmas and then we're taking a break for a week. So we'll continue this in the part 2. So everyone, we're going to like start share our channels and that. I'll start off with Sci-Fi Mombi.
We're just kind of watching holiday movies, and probably around the beginning of the year we do like a little annual wellness thing. I already kind of kicked it off with my video that I posted this week.
Nice. I'm getting our channel now. Sci-Fi Mombi.
Sci-Fi Mombi.
Yay, she's a sci-fi zombie. That's also a mommy. She's a mommy.
Sci-Fi Mombi. She's also.
I'll link her channel in the description.
I also got my name from Carrie Fisher and Billy Lord.
Ooh.
Because she called Carrie Mombi.
Nice.
She's my hero. Okay.
So here is Sci-Fi Mombi's channel. Jet Sparks, you want to shield yourself?
Yeah, like I said, you can find me at my nameplate at JetSparks373. I'm on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and again, I know other people. I'm pretty close on Instagram. I'm nearly at 100 followers on Instagram. So if anyone got, you can find me there. And I know I also, like I said, I also have a YouTube channel, but again, I'm on hiatus. I just don't know what I'm gonna do even moving. Yeah, what to do even moving into the new year. So I just expect everyone to just watch through the backlog of my content. I've done several Let's Plays, and that's about it. I know right now I'm just trying. I've been playing Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I recently just got it. Got it for my Switch.
Here is Jet Sparks' link tree. You can find all his links there for all your Jet Sparks needs. Okay. Apion, you want to show?
Yes, sure. Thank you for having me, bud. I love talking about the Orville. Amazing show. Fun time with you as always. But
thank you.
Yeah, on Saturday tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about the Iron Man movies with Stark of Iron, and then on Sunday, I'm going to be talking about Die Hard, the movie, obviously, because there's nothing else called Die Hard, and we're going to be talking about that on Sunday, and that'll be fun. And those are my two main things coming up soon. And
fantastic. Bubba.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Geek Flag in the chat. Yeah. No, I agree with you, man. 100%. Good writing is a must. But yeah, no, you can find me over on X, formerly known as Twitter. I am Geek Hero Bubba, and I like to get into conflicts. I haven't done it so much here lately. Been busy with real life stuff, but you know, if you want to see people's heads explode, well, I guess you could call them people. Anyway, the point is that I have fun walking right through the hornet's nest.
So go and check him out. Dalek, you want to shield yourself?
Yeah, right. I did have a few plans for a couple of streams I wanted to do. You know, play some over my channel, Dalek 451, or Dalek 451 New Dalek Emperor over on Twitch. I want to do some more gaming streams. I've even got I'm hoping to be able to do a little 200 subscriber celebration if I hit 200 subscribers, and I've got a few streams doing a few review streams I was hoping to do. One of which was going to be a review of Godzilla -1, which I went to see today. But you know what happened there, Reverend. Yeah. That's been delayed for a little bit until I can go see the film properly. But there's some other recent releases that I'm hoping to do reviews on, so keep an eye out for those.
Okay, so guys, thank you all very much. Now next week we're going to have a bit of a Christmas stream where we're going to be talking about like our favorite toys, Christmas presents, Christmas traditions, just having a fun like little Christmas stream next week on the 22nd. And then I'll be taking a break for a week off, and then we'll be back in the New Year's. So guys, thank you all very much. Have a good night, and God bless.